And there's a lot of talk about who Stephanie Vicarious should face at WrestlePalooza, more than likely, since the match at Clash in Paris is off for whatever reason, as if they didn't have time to build up an opponent for Stephanie at Clash and give her moment. But but aside from that, like I say, there's a lot of people suggesting who Stephanie should face. I even made a short about it. But there's one person who Stephanie shouldn't face for that title, and that's Bianca Belair. Now, would the match be amazing? Likely it would be. But Bianca Belair just had a championship match at WrestleMania. She lost, got pinned, and injured her finger. And she still has a story she has to tell with Jade. Despite all the stop and start that WWE has did, I don't think this is the story where they'll do that. I think they'll follow through with the Bianca and Jade thing. She's and then no rumor of a draft anything, so she's likely to come back to SmackDown. So she was challenge for the Raw title again. It wouldn't make sense because she won the Elimination Chamber last time, which is why she ended up in that position to move brands for that period of time. But Bianca Belair would not be a good opponent because it just doesn't make sense. And then you put yourself in a lose-lose situation because Bianca just lost at WrestleMania, so how does she come back and automatically get a championship match for Stephanie? And then in Stephanie's case, this is the best chance to make her champion. Then you have her lose to a return of Bianca, and that kind of defeats her momentum, especially when there's no story going into that match. So you need time to build up an opponent, and unless you send Bianca to Raw, then you have to send a different woman from Raw to SmackDown, and you likely aren't going to do that because even the LA Knight Sami Zayn thing, it wasn't even an official trade. It was LA Knight was on Raw for like 2 months, then Sami was on SmackDown randomly. Like, it took 2 months for that to happen. No trade in sports takes 2 months to complete. And if it does, then that's super rare, but that usually doesn't occur. It's a certain time frame, and it usually takes about 3 days. It doesn't take 2 months for a trade to happen. So that tells you how much they care about the brand split. But Bianca should be the last person that Stephanie faces because that puts WWE in a lose-lose situation. You don't need either one of them losing, especially Stephanie Vicarious' first world title shot at this point, especially with Naomi being pregnant now. Stephanie has to win. You have to give her this opportunity. You made Roxanne a tag champion, made Julia the U.S. champion, so why can't you make Stephanie the world champion? And then you can't have Bianca come back and lose again. She can have a non-title feud when she comes back with Jade, and then she'll be in the world title picture by the beginning of next year, or at least the middle at latest. But that's how I feel about it. Bianca Belair versus Stephanie will be a good match in the future, but please do not do that anytime soon. We do not need that right now.